All right, well, as we wrap up here, I'd love your predictions for the election. Who wins, and what's this going to look like if there's a kind of dispute over who wins?
I think that if the election were held fairly, I would guess with, I don't know, call it 60% certainty that Trump wins. I think, as you see, even as the polls show Biden up nationally, let's not forget, by the way, they're saying Biden's up 14 points nationally, somewhere between 9 and 14 points. October, same time in 2016, they said Hillary Clinton was up by the exact same amount nationally, 14 points. Obviously didn't work out for her. So you see Biden up nationally in the polls, but in the swing states, you see President Trump is surging. So all the momentum in the states that are actually going to decide the election is going for Trump. And I think probably that is going to continue as Biden and Harris get a greater examination, or a slight examination even, by the mainstream media. So I think if the election were held fairly, Trump probably wins it. You know, I'd put a little bit of money on it. However, we're already in a constitutional crisis. They're expecting 80 to 100 million mail-in votes. We've never had a system of unsolicited mail-in on this. You know, there's a line, a fact check going around. Michael, there's never been a problem with mail-in votes before. We've had mail-in votes for a long time. That cannot be true, because we have never had a system of widespread unsolicited mail-in votes. So there is no precedent. There is nothing to look back on. We do know that there is voter fraud in mail-in, and we do know that this system is more susceptible to voter fraud. So it's obviously going to be litigated. Biden has already hired 600 lawyers to deal with this. They're already telling us on the left there won't be a result on election night. They're saying actually on election night it will look like Trump has won, but it will be a red mirage. And after they pick up a bunch of votes of dead people in Illinois and Ohio or something, then they're going to see that Joe Biden has won the election. Hillary Clinton has said Joe Biden should not concede the election under any circumstances.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Including President Trump winning, right? I mean, that is a radical statement. So it is going to be litigated. I think you're probably going to see a Bush v. Gore situation.
I wasn't here during that time, but I am interested in seeing what happens just within this country of yours. See how I put that distance between me and your country? Just because I'm afraid the whole thing's going to burn down and I need an escape route. Like, it is pretty frigging desperate, isn't it? Like, I know that we can say that the news magnifies things and it's really not that bad everywhere, but like I'm looking around like, it's pretty bad, right? Like, is this normal? Shnikes.
Well, Matt, if it makes you feel better, it's going to get worse. It's going to get a lot worse. And I think very likely you're going to get a kind of Bush v. Gore situation. But Bush v. Gore was one state, Matt. I mean, we're just talking about Florida. Here you're going to see, I don't know, it could be 3 or 5 states. It could be more than that even. And so presumably this will be litigated up to the Supreme Court.
Wow.
They're going to call the court decision illegitimate because Judge Barrett replaced Ruth Ginsburg.
Yeah.
We are headed, I'm sorry to predict, for chaos.